Welcome to the Friday edition of Litter Media Live on this July 3rd, 2026. Most of the governmental offices are closed today. I think a lot of the banks are probably closed. Post office is probably observing July 4th today, but not us.
We're here.
We're here. I believe you'll be out on Monday, if I'm not mistaken.
I'll be out on Monday.
Make up for being here for the holiday. And tomorrow we're out and about with the fireworks and everything, so we've got a full weekend ahead of us.
Yeah, and if you can't see the fireworks tomorrow in Chillicothe, look out on Sunday for a video on our YouTube channel.
Because you're going to be there, you're going to be putting it all together, and
I'm not going to be sleeping.
And people will be saying, "What a wonderful display!"
Yeah.
A bunch of fireworks are going to go off in the sky. Yes, thanks to the Rotary Club and their fine efforts. Thank you to the many sponsors. If you have missed any of the interviews that we had with some of the major sponsors, you can check those out. We'll tell you that the 250th anniversary legacy sponsor is Adena Health System. We also visited with some of the red, white, and blue sponsors, Homeland Credit Union, Norse Family of Dealerships yesterday, and also VFW Post 108. The other red, white, and boom sponsor is Petland of Chillicothe.
Hey, we know them.
They were too involved in other things going on within the pet industry, so they're like traveling the world with pet shows and all this kind of stuff. So they weren't able to send a representative in. So we didn't get a chance to talk to them then, but maybe we'll talk to them when they get back.
Yeah. Because
they are our sponsor of our Pet of the Week, which if you missed that, you can find it now at littermedia.com. And coming up today, our Player of the Week. Stick close for that. But first, let's take a look at that firecracker forecast. It's going to be another hot one today. Chance for some scattered showers, maybe a pop-up here and there in the afternoon. We're heading up to Asheville to meet up with some family later today. Congratulations to Kate and Brandon, who are married. And welcome to the family.
Congratulations, Kate and Brandon.
Yes. And so we'll get a chance to see them a little bit later on today up in Asheville, but it's going to be hot. In fact, the Asheville 4th of July has moved some things. They were supposed to be open at 11 today, but they have pushed back the start of everything with the fish fry and all that to 4 o'clock. And that's going to buy them, what would that be? 11 to 5, my Taze Valley math here. 5 hours of relief from frying fish. I can't imagine.
Yeah.
I cannot imagine being in there.
I cut to the camera shot because I wanted the audience to see you counting on your fingers.
Counting my Taze Valley math right here. This is like the old abacus. But at any rate, we're looking at temperatures today to reach into the low 90s. The heat indices, though, however, are going to still be above 100. 95 tomorrow, and we've got a lot of stuff outdoors tomorrow. If you've not been hydrating, jump into it. Start hydrating now to help you. And still a chance of some scattered showers on Sunday as well. And temperatures won't be quite as hot. We'll be up around 90 degrees on Sunday. All right. That's a look at the forecast for you. Coming up in a moment to look at news. But first, Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your trusted comfort advisor. I think even if you call them today and you've got an issue with your air conditioning unit, they can probably be able to get out to help you. I'm speaking for the company. Maybe I shouldn't, but it wouldn't hurt to give them a call if you need it. I'm sure they have an on-call service that will take care of whatever you need, and at least get an appointment set or get somebody out to you. Heating, no problem. Cooling, that could be a problem with the hot weather we've been having this week. Plumbing, yeah, they take care of that too. Your trusted comfort advisor is Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Click on this ad anywhere you see it on our website, littermedia.com. Takes you right to theirs, AccurateHVAC.com.
At Tomlinson Insurance, we've been protecting families, farms, and businesses since 1853. From auto, home, farm, life, or health, we tailor coverage that fits your world with multiple carriers to meet your insurance needs. Real people, real service, local agents who can answer the phone and care when it matters most. Tomlinson Insurance, Let our history be your future. Call or stop by today.
The Pike County Career and Technology Center provides hands-on, skilled trades training with engaging curriculums and endless possibilities. From automotive technology, carpentry, business management, to culinary arts and interactive media. From electricity, welding, HVAC, engineering, and medical technology, to pre-nursing, basic food service, and public safety. We're preparing our youth for America's workforce through today's technology. To learn more about Pike County CTC, visit pikectc.org.
I was looking for a first job. I had been babysitting and decided it was something for a little more permanent. It pays very well. It's convenient. You can make your own schedule with the flexibility. That's something that I like. The people that I work with are great. I wouldn't ask for a better crew or management team to work for.
Life. It can get on top of you quickly, can't it? But with 211, it only takes one step to get connected to the help you need. 211 is always available to help. So get in touch today.
If you want to find out what's on tap for our area over the weekend, you can check out littermedia.com. We got big news on there.
That was a big story yesterday.
Big story yesterday. Yes. And you can find all that on our Facebook, on our website, on Twitter, formerly known as Twitter. Now it's X. You can also check out our YouTube, our Instagram, and Litter Media Radio for all the beneficial news that you can use.
That story yesterday about the transformation of the paper mill has generated a lot of conversation. Some of it has just been everyone's got an opinion.
Yes, it is.
So they've jumped into so on and so forth, and there have been a lot of questions that we can't answer because the answers they're looking for were not given by the groups that were making this collaborative effort. So
yeah, it seems like right now most of the discussion going on is still there's a lot of uncertainty about what exactly is happening.
Right.
But as we get closer, only more will come out and more details will be revealed.
Yes, more details we'll be able to reveal to you as we get closer. Oh, I haven't noticed that you've got that up there. That's the new photo of the mail pouch chew. Looks pretty nice, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
I still like that historic look that it was before. But did you leave that in there too, so it could rotate together?
They're both in here somewhere.
Ah, very nice. So keep watching. You'll see that. We have reached the Independence Day holiday weekend, and 500,000 people are expected to converge on. Can you imagine if we had 500,000 people converging on Chillicothe in that scene right there? But they're all going to be in downtown Columbus getting ready for Red, White, and Boom. Be safe if you're headed out there tonight to get home safely. Meanwhile, Waverly has their Canal Kaboom that'll be taking place down at the Bristol Park. That'll be, that's tonight. Tomorrow, Waverly will have the Lake White Boat Parade, which will take place as well. So if you've never experienced that, I think it gets underway around noon tomorrow. Here in Chillicothe, however, a reminder that tomorrow at 11:30 a.m., the America 250 Ross County ceremony takes place on the steps of the Ross County Courthouse, and then everything moves over to the Veterans Memorial Park across from Yoctangi Park for the dedication of the new memorial. The 7-foot-tall monument recognizes the 300 Revolutionary War veterans who were buried in Ross County. And I did not know this until Teresa Reep mentioned it, that Ohio is second to only Massachusetts with Revolutionary War veterans being buried in it.
Huh. I would never have guessed that because we weren't even a colony.
We were not a colony, but after the war, we didn't, as a country, have money to pay all those soldiers, but they had land. And they said, okay, the Virginia Territory, we'll divvy that up to the veterans. So these guys made their way here, and built their families here on this new land. And then they, obviously, their lives would come to an end, and they got buried here.
Wow.
So 300 of those veterans their graves are here in Ross County, but now we have one location where you'll be able to recognize all of those, and that will be dedicated tomorrow. You won't want to miss that. That'll be about 12:30. Of course, there will also be things going on down in the Octangie Park, preparing for the fireworks, and also Chillicothe Safe After Prom is having, I think they're selling ice cream and hot dogs and that sort of thing in the parking lot of the school, where a lot of people will be making their way to, and then to the annex so that they can see the fireworks on the flood wall. Asheville wraps up its festival tomorrow. McGuffey Lane on stage at 8 p.m. and then the fireworks right afterwards at 10 o'clock. Williamsport has fireworks tomorrow night. Washington Courthouse is getting ready for their fireworks over by the fairgrounds. Waverly again, and other communities around southern Ohio. So enjoy this. I lived during the bicentennial in 1976. I was a graduate of the 8th grade at Tays Valley Middle School at that time. And I remember what it was like, how big of a deal it was, watching the fireworks display in New York Harbor and all of that, and what they have planned for Washington tomorrow night. Now, if you're going out to Chillicothe and watch all the local communities, set your DVR to capture what happens in Washington, because we're being told it is 10 times bigger than the bicentennial and the largest fireworks display ever set off. Ever.
How do they know? How do they know that in the 300 BC, China wasn't having crazy fireworks displays?
I guess because they can make them a lot faster now.
I guess.
And more mass production. I don't know, but
I also don't know when gunpowder was invented.
On the in historical documentation, according to what we're being told,
this is the biggest.
This is the absolute biggest outside of Hiroshima, I guess.
Wow. Do you have a favorite part of the bicentennial?
Trying to think. I remember, just seeing the Statue of Liberty in all of her wonder and glory and the fireworks going off. I remember that. And all the boats that were everywhere to watch the fireworks. I remember that happening.
I liked seeing Rocky Balboa go the distance against Apollo Creed.
Well, you saw it after all that took place.
But that was during
I saw it in real time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On Sunday, don't forget the America 250.
Speaking of movies.
Yeah, don't forget the America 250 presentation of Ohio Goes to the Movies at 2 p.m. at the Majestic Theatre, showing 1776.
You ever seen this?
I haven't. I have seen Hamilton. Before Hamilton was on Broadway, there was a 1776, which became a movie and made its way into theaters in 1972. Mm-hmm. The show takes us to Philadelphia leading up to the signing of the Declaration of Independence by the Continental Congress. The showing is free for the public at the historic Majestic Theatre on 2nd Street in Chillicothe. Seating will be on a first-come, first-served basis.
Yeah, this is a musical as well. I think there's 12 songs in it, something like that. And from what I understand, I did a little search on it last night. Wikipedia tells us that still today there is no digital form of that soundtrack at all. You would think in 2026 we'd have some type of digital rendition of all that. So apparently no one decided to prepare that music for the 250th anniversary.
There's probably a vinyl or a cassette out there.
Probably.
From when the movie was released.
Let me go a step further.
Digitize that.
There might be an 8-track out there.
Yeah, maybe.
Hey, we talked last week about the reading of the Declaration of Independence, and on July 8th, and we kind of discussed, why is that? Why not on the 4th? Well, by the way, it was signed on the 2nd, and then on the 4th, it was made public. But then on July 8th, it was the first public reading of the Declaration of Independence. So here is what's happening this coming July 8th. So we're talking this Wednesday. It will be the 250th anniversary of the first public reading of the document, the Declaration of Independence. A reenaction of this will be taking place all across the country at the same time. Here it'll be at 6 p.m. So I'm guessing it'll be at like 4 p.m. in other time zones, is the further west.
Right.
But apparently this is all going to take place in unison by people reading this. And the reading will take place locally on the courthouse steps in front of the Ross County Courthouse.
So between the 4th and the 8th, it was open to the public for them to come up and read, is what you're saying?
No, there was a town crier who read it.
But you said they signed it on the
Before
2nd and made it public on the 4th, and then they read it on the 8th.
Well, on the 4th, it was declared to England
Okay.
that we've got this. And then,
What's it say? My follow-up question was going to be, how many people back then could read and knew what it said before the 8th when it was read out loud?
Yeah. Well, they all came together and they said, all right, here's the deal. We're going to read it so everybody will know. So join us on the 8th. And they all got around their town squares or in the churches, whatever the case may be.
All right.
And started reading.
Very cool. Yeah. From the Ross County Health District, the Ohio Department of Health is investigating an increase in reported cases of cyclosporiasis. Since June 20th, they've received over 268 reports of suspect cyclosporiasis as compared to just 10 reports received during June of 2025. Similar increases have been also reported in neighboring states. The good news is most of these cases are concentrated in the Northwest region. 53 local health departments, including Ross County, have received at least one suspect case report. The source of this increase is currently unknown, and investigation is ongoing. You can find tips on how to avoid contamination in our newsfeed on Facebook.
The Donald M. Smith Memorial Pool in Yaktangi Park is open for free again today. That is from noon until 4 p.m. and again tomorrow until 5 p.m. Now keep in mind that they have the private pool party that will be taking place after 5 p.m. So you'll have people clamoring to get there with their tickets and everything and wonder, hey, why can't we get in yet? Well, we're waiting for the pool to be cleaned out and everybody to get out, and then we'll open the doors back up again.
Did you say noon to 4 today?
Noon to 4 today.
But it says on this poster, open regular hours.
Yeah, and today in their post that goes with this poster, it said noon to 4 today.
Okay. Very cool. Amateur photographers in Pike County are encouraged to enter the Pike Soil and Conservation District's photo contest. There are 3 themes for the photos. Home is where the habitat is, a focus on wildlife and natural habitats. Pike County Proud, capturing the essence of the Pike County community, landmarks, events, and local culture. And Into the Forest We Must Go, capturing the wonder, diversity, and importance of Pike County's forested landscapes. The contest deadline is August 17th, and winners will be announced on August the 28th.
Coming up at noon today, we'll have guests in studio to talk about, this is a special edition of Litter Media Live. It is Chillicothe's inaugural Chillicothe Mini Triathlon, and that will be taking place, I believe, at the Ross County YMCA for the swimming portion, and then they'll make their way out the Pike, or the Paint Creek Recreational Trail for the bike riding and the running. So we'll be visiting with Corey Lambert, and also Dr. Allison Henderson will be making her debut on the program.
All right.
We've had Corey on before. Corey was one of the dancers in Dance for Kids' Sake a few years ago. If you were there, this is when we had it out at the Ross County Fair in the steer barn. And Corey had this really cool outfit. He and his wife had these really neat, and he had a nice hat. And I said, that's a nice hat. And he takes it off, and if I remember correctly, he autographs it. And then we started auctioning stuff. And we didn't have a live auction set up that day. But it started with Corey and that hat. Next thing you know, dancers were throwing in some of their costume, and I think we made like another, I don't know, was it $600, something like that?
All right.
Just because people started saying, I'll buy that. And it all went to a good cause. Big Brothers, Big Sisters of South Central Ohio. Coming up, a look at sports on the way, plus our Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Intermedia Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. All coming up.
Wherever you are there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch just to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing. Download the Kingston National Bank Mobility app today.
Pain was interfering with Tiffany's active lifestyle. Same-day hip replacement at the Adina Orthopedic and Spine Institute got her back to the community she calls home. At Adina, we do what we love, so you can too.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
Discover Ross County. From the breathtaking outdoor adventures to the historic sights of Chillicothe and family-friendly events and festivals. Explore more at visitchillicotheohio.com or download the free mobile app today. Each week, we'll announce the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Intermedia Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. And in December, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Nominate any amateur athlete by visiting littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. You'll also see the players we've named throughout the year. Make your nomination today for the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Intermedia Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. Time for sports, and we start with good news for the Chillicothe Paints. They are off to a 5-0 start since the second half of the prospect season began this past weekend. The Paints scored 3 runs in the home half of the 7th inning, and Max Mullen shut down the Du Bois County Bombers in a 6-5 win. The two clubs play again tonight with a Budweiser party with the Paints after the game. Live music from Jamie Baxter on the party deck. And they had a nice crowd out for the fireworks last night. Nearly 3,800 people were in attendance last night at the VA. And you think, even though it was hot, all those people were there.
They wanted to see Dubois get beat. Right?
In France, yes. But
There we go.
in Missouri, I think is where it's at. It's pronounced differently.
The Reds, they finally beat the Brewers last night after dropping 6 straight to Milwaukee. The Reds scored a 7-2 win on getaway day.
Yeah, how about that?
How about that? And they'll open a weekend set with Baltimore, home or away?
Well, it's home, yes.
Okay.
With the Baltimore Orioles. This is a rematch of the 1972 World Series.
All right.
I was a kid, and I remember watching that.
Who won?
It was Baltimore. That was, I think it was the first year of the then called Riverfront Stadium before they changed over to Synergy Field, before they built Great American Ballpark and tore Synergy Field down. You know, the Reds have had like 6 baseball stadiums. There's been Reds Land. There was Crosley Field. Mm-hmm. I never made it to Crosley. I never made it there.
The amount of times the words Crosley Field were said in my history of baseball class were astronomical.
Because Mark Smith was there a lot.
Yes.
I've learned that through Mike Smith and talking about that as well. The battle for first place in the AL Central continues tonight up in Cleveland. The Guardians beat the White Sox 6-5 last night. Their records are different. I think the White Sox are like 2 games off. I think the Guardians have played 2 more games. However, they are in a virtual tie right now, percentage-wise, atop the AL Central.
The wait is over for the Shawnee State University's entry into the Mountain East Conference and the NCAA Division II. When the fall sports seasons begin for the Bears, they'll be facing the University of Charleston, Concord University, Davis and Elkins College, Fairmont State, Frostburg State, Glenville State, Point Park University, and West Liberty.
You know who went to West Liberty?
Not you. You didn't go to college.
I did not. Clay Beeler.
All right.
Head football coach of the Huntington Huntsmen. Yes. He is in the West Liberty Hall of Fame.
There we go.
After graduating from Chillicothe High School, he ended up going to West Liberty, and went on a scholarship, enjoyed his time there, and had so many tackles, they said, you know what, this guy needs to be in the Hall of Fame. And he is, so congratulations. And another one of those, Concord University, that's where Tommy Bolte went to play. Tommy was a basketball player at CHS, and now works out of Kenworth.
Yeah.
After playing professionally in Spain and Osu. So, all right, time for our Player of the Week. The Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week. How do we not go with Caitlin Brown, huh? She came home with that silver medal that she's got her teeth sinking into it right there from the Special Olympics USA Summer Games in Minnesota last week. She had a personal best time in the 50-yard breaststroke. She won her heat in the 100-yard freestyle. She just missed medaling twice by finishing fourth in the 100 freestyle final. You do see she's got 2 medals there. She has a 4th place medal, but 1, 2, and 3 got the gold, silver, and bronze as well. So she's got that silver medal. Caitlin Brown putting Chillicothe on the map.
On the map. And not only
national stage.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but not only did she get a personal best, she crushed her previous personal best, right?
Yeah, by like 19 seconds.
Yeah. On the biggest stage she could possibly compete on.
That's right. That's right.
Incredible.
And then her mom was in here with her the other day, and you can see that podcast if you've not seen it yet on our YouTube channel. She said the breaststroke is not her best. The backstroke is her best. So watch out.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens if she gets nominated to go to the Summer Games again and takes right off on her back, going like so. Michael Phelps in the water.
Yeah, let's cross our fingers for next year.
Yes. To nominate a Player of the Week, simply email your nomination to littermedia@gmail.com. Tell us about the player. Remember, they must be an amateur player. And in December, we'll announce the Player of the Year, and you can see all of the Players of the Week on our website right now, littermedia.com. All right, coming up in a moment, this date in history. Details next.
But first, we want to tell you about Litter Quality Propane, online propane monitoring and reporting. Know your home's consumption and gas remaining in the tank. You can find out more at litterpropane.com.
Dixie Chopper. Speed when you need it. Visit your local Dixie Chopper dealer today or visit dixiechopper.com.
Introducing the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. We want to put your pet in the spotlight. Pets with paws to pets with fins. If they gallop, crawl, or slither, play fetch, or simply curl up and snuggle. Send us a photo of your pet and we'll announce a new pet each week. And one pet will be crowned Pet of the Year. To nominate your pet, visit littermedia.com. Click on Pet of the Week. Tell us about your pet and be sure to include a photo. Watch Litter Media Live each Thursday for the announcement of the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. No purchase necessary. Contest applications must be from Ohio residents and at least 18 years old.
Tecumseh. Fascinating. Captivating. Mesmerizing. Tecumseh.
The Bean Foundation wants to raise awareness about suicide prevention by sharing 988. Trained crisis counselors are available to talk 24/7, 365 days a year. 988. Save the number. Save a life. To learn more about the Bean Foundation, click on this ad on littermedia.com.
Before we get to this date in history, I forgot to mention the Player of the Week is presented by Homeland Credit Union.
Yes.
I didn't have that in my script. I apologize.
You said Neil Coleman Insurance. You said Wyandotte Mutual.
But I forgot to mention Homeland Credit Union. By the way, we did have in studio Michonne Payne and also Brianna Hood to talk about Homeland Credit Union this week. Check them out. They got a lot of neat stuff going on. Michelle is the mortgage specialist. I did not expect her to light up the way she did when we started talking about certain things. And she's like, oh, let me tell you.
Yeah. When you said, what's the difference between a credit union and a bank?
She was locked, loaded, and ready to go. So check them out on our YouTube channel, Homeland Credit Union. All right. This date in history comes to us from the Civil War, 1863. The Battle of Gettysburg, the largest battle ever fought on the American continent. It came to an end, a major victory for the Union during the U.S. Civil War. You say you've been there.
I have been there. I was in 8th grade.
Yeah.
So it was
a field trip.
It was our
it was just a field trip
on the way to Washington, D.C.
It was not to be there to learn history.
No, we were supposed to be learning history, but
you were
13 years old,
years
so
old.
I probably wasn't paying attention.
Gotcha.
I think I'd like the experience more if I went today.
Yeah. I've heard people talk about being there. I've not personally visited, but just in kind of seeing how it all lays out and envisioning the battle that took place. Yeah. I mean, a large contingency of both army units were there battling it out, brother against brother. I cannot picture that, but my mind is trying to wrap around it. Had something similar when we went to Pearl Harbor. We didn't go to visit the Arizona Memorial. We were on the Pearl Harbor tour of a cruise ship. So we left Honolulu, we went around and then went up into Pearl Harbor. But as Dave Smith, who was my former boss at the radio station here in Chillicothe way back when, he had gone and he was telling me about riding the ship through Pearl Harbor, and they were playing battle sounds over the speakers to give you an envisionment of what this might have been like. And so when we went through, I had the same thing going through my mind. They weren't playing the sounds for us, but they were talking to us about how the smoke just filled the air from the battleships that had been bombed by the kamikaze pilots coming through. Just, again, the theater of the mind. And then you see movies like Tora, Tora, Tora and Pearl Harbor, and you see Hollywood's rendition of it, or Midway, was another great World War II movie. It's just hard to, but those guys and gals that were there that experienced it, man, they had a much different take on it, I'm sure. By the way, we did speak with VFW Post 108. It's always a joy to sit down and talk with a retired Colonel Bob Leach.
Yes, it is.
And so he was here to talk about why they were involved with sponsoring the fireworks this weekend and a lot of other things that they do too. So if you want to go back and visit some of the interviews that we've had this week, please do so. All available on our YouTube channel. What are our national days here?
For today, we have...
Do I get the weekend?
Sure.
Okay.
Chocolate Wafer Day, Compliment Your Mirror Day, Eat Your Beans Day.
Wait a second. Compliment Your Mirror Day?
Yeah, like give yourself a compliment.
It's kind of like saying, hey, thanks for making me look the way I look.
Yeah.
Thank you for the reflection of who I am.
You could look in the mirror and say, your hair looks good today.
Doesn't it?
Some people could say that. Eat Your Beans Day and Fried Clam Day.
What kind of beans? Pork beans?
Doesn't say. Just any beans.
Any beans.
Coffee beans.
All right. Coming up Saturday, we're looking at barbecued spare ribs day.
Spare ribs.
I would love to be there for some spare ribs. Also, Alice in Wonderland Day. Why is that?
I don't know.
I'm trying to remember. They didn't celebrate Independence Day in?
Maybe that's when the story was published.
Alice in Wonderland. Yeah, maybe
Something
so.
like that.
Yeah. Huh. Let's see. Caesar salad day.
I do like a Caesar salad.
I think that's to offset the barbecued spare ribs.
Maybe.
Hop a Park Day.
What does that mean?
Doesn't say.
Park hopping like at Disneyland or Disney World?
Maybe that's it. Find an amusement park and go hop in. Hop in the car. Let's go to the amusement park.
Maybe.
Might be that. And, of course, it's Independence Day in the United States of America. The 250th, by the way, if you've missed any of that since we started telling you about it.
Yes. The semi-sesquiquentennial.
Yeah, January 7th was the official gathering we had at the State House, and that was our launch of coverage for America 250. Let me take a look here. National Barbecue Spared Ribs Day tomorrow. Choose ribs with meat all over the bone. Your grill should be around 200 degrees Fahrenheit when you put the ribs placed opposite of the heat. Use a rub that meets your preferences and apply before you put the ribs on the grill. Add sauce about 40 to 45 minutes before cooking is complete. So get that taken care of too. Ribs should be resting at least 15 minutes after cooking to allow the meat to absorb the juices that were forced to the outer surface. I love some good spare ribs.
You know, I'm not a big rib guy.
Oh, I love them. I have gotten to science. Whenever we go on vacation, we always try and get barbecue ribs. Found a rib joint in Daytona Beach. I'm sitting there, and so I asked the waitress, I said, could you bring me an extra fork, please? Okay, I can do that. Thank you. So I sit down, I have my rack of ribs in front of me, one fork in one hand, one fork in the other hand, and I pry away the meat, and I get nothing on my fingers that way. And if they're tender,
you ain't eating ribs.
They fall right off the ribs. And here's the thing. Off to our side, this family came in. They sat down to a table kind of off to the side, and I could hear these two guys talking. And he's leaning over to the one guy, and he says, look at that. This guy's got this thing down. And I'm done. I go back. No sauce on the hands.
See, I know this. I have no place to say this because I just told you that I'm not a big rib guy.
Right.
But I feel as if you're not eating ribs with like a bib on and with your hands, then you're not eating ribs. I don't know what you're eating, but the little dainty way you were describing that doesn't sound like ribs to me.
Uh-huh. I was just picturing Will Brown, former athletic director for Chillicothe High School. He went on a trip with us over to Warren, and we would stop in Athens and have a meal. We stopped at Ponderosa there, and he put a bib on and then goes walking through the restaurant with the bib on. What a wonderful sight it was. It was hilarious. We didn't let him live it down, but he was serious about eating, and he still adds a sensible salad right next to it. Sunday is National Apple Turnover Day.
All right.
It's also Bikini Day.
All right.
Graham Cracker Day. It is Hawaii Day and Workaholics Day.
That's you.
Signs you're a workaholic.
Let's see if Dan checks these boxes right here.
You get anxiety when you're not at work or have unfinished projects. Check. You prioritize work as being the most important thing in your life.
I wouldn't say that.
I'll put a mark there, not a check, just a mark. You have little or no social life. Check. You don't think you work too much. In fact, you make excuses about why you must work. Check. You are unhappy with the lack of balance in your life because you always have work-related obligations. I'm not unhappy about that.
You like what you do.
I like what I do. I have always said...
You like having busy hands.
I do, but I've always said my vocation is a paid hobby. And if you love your job, you never work a day in your life, they say. It's nice to be able to be paid for a hobby you enjoy doing.
Yeah.
I just hope that the folks who watch also enjoy the product that we put out there.
If they don't, then I don't know what we're doing this for.
But if you do, like us.
Yes.
Subscribe to our stuff.
Like Grandma Joyce did.
It's all free.
Grandma Joyce says, y'all have a happy, safe, and blessed 4th of July.
Hi,
Happy
Grandma
Independence
Joy.
Day.
You make sure you have some barbecue ribs.
Absolutely.
Have them on me.
What is the temperature down there in Mississippi, Grandma Joyce? You stay safe.
Do you think it's going to...
It's got to be.
They've been calling it this a heat dome, I think they call it, that's been pressing its way from the southeast and then up into the Midwest and going across here. Yeah, it's just been warm.
Yeah.
Warm. She's not responding. She must have
Commented and left.
She's taking a break. She's gone to prepare spare ribs. That's what it is.
You keep saying spare ribs.
Spare ribs. I like them. All right.
That'll be our next short. It's a compilation every time you say spare ribs.
All right. That's it for this Friday. We have another show coming your way in just a moment to talk about the inaugural Chillicothe Mini Triathlon.
95 with heat index 108. So
very good. Thank you, Grandma Joyce.
Not as bad as I was expecting, but keep that AC on.
So he's disappointed.
Well, I'm glad for you.
Yeah. I will tell you, Grandma Joyce, I walked out of here yesterday. We are in an air-conditioned environment, but our studios are located in a warehouse. And when I walked out the door, there's a thermometer just around the corner, and it was 96 degrees in the warehouse. Whew.
Yeah.
If you got a job outdoors,
fluctuations in here. In the winter, it gets cold in here, and right now it's pretty warm.
Well, this is the former warehouse of Classic Brands.
Yeah.
So they had to keep all that beverage cool.
How'd they cool it in the summer?
Well, Tom White from Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing was one of those who designed the way to do it. And they had big fans and all this kind of stuff. And the way they designed the cooling system for the building, that's how they kept it cool. I don't know if they had refrigerants here. I don't know that. But I don't know how.
Store mowers and stuff.
I've never been given the tour out of Classic Brands. Maybe we need to request a tour and see if they can show us how they take care of the beverage there at the warehouse. Have to track down Mike Newton or Brian Collins. They would be the guys to walk us through that.
Yeah.
So, all right. That's a look at the program today. We have to make room for our guests.
Yes.
So thank you for watching. Bye, Grandma Joyce, and happy Independence Day to you. Have a safe and happy 4th of July. And remember to watch this guy's production of the Chillicothe Fireworks. We'll have that ready for you on Sunday. We'll see you soon.